Well, it's taken about 3 years, but all the leather in the C5 Z06 interior-wise is pretty much wrapped up. Let's roll the intro, we'll get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thanksgiving week. It's Tuesday night. Hope you guys are having a good week. Hope you guys are already off work for the holiday. I'm about to be. I need some time off, man. I'm tired. So if you follow the channel, I finally wrapped up the leather, everything wrapped in leather on the C5. I did everything myself over the last 3 years. This is all from that UK brand. You see them on eBay a lot. I am not a professional at all. This is the first time I've done upholstery, and all 4 different projects were the first time I've ever done it. So, and I think over time it'll get better, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So anyways, those that have seen that product or are curious how it looks, want some lessons learned, I got you covered, all right? I'll walk you through the whole interior, how it all went, so what was the easiest parts, what was the hardest parts, and again, some tips and advice if you want to tackle this yourself. If you split it up how I did it into just small sections, it's not as daunting. Doing all this at one time would be it'd be kind of a boner of a task. I would not want to do it. I chopped it up in doors, center console lid, e-brake cover, the dash itself, the radio bezel, against everything. Yeah. Anyways, I'll shut up, we'll go to the car, and we'll go through it. It's not perfect. I'm still working on some stuff, but it's okay. Okay, cool. All right, I just conditioned everything in a leather conditioner. Everything's a little shiny. And when things are really shiny, it shows a lot of the imperfections, but it'll dry here shortly. In any case, like I said, I'm not a pro. We'll start on the door card here. I did these door cards. They look really good now. I did these, 3 years ago. And they actually turned out pretty good. The worst part about these was the fitment. As far as, this is my first attempt at leather ever. And a couple places I messed up on. So this looks good, how this met right there. Here to here, I could have done a lot better, right? And it's just a product of me just not knowing what I'm doing. But it worked out okay. So you can see here how relaxed the leather is right here versus what I just did last week. See, the grain's a lot thicker. This was just after a summer leaving it outside. All of the heat cycles really relaxed it. I know the dash will do the same, and so will this after about 6 months or so. It'll just take time, but it's not too bad. The hardest part about doing the door card, and I got videos in all these projects, was taking off this bottom piece and having to plastic weld it back on. I have a proper plastic welder now. At the time, I did not, and it was a job. Holy cow! But I'm happy with it, and it's wearing very nice, and you can tell it's real leather. The only thing in here that's not real leather is the console and the seats, and the seats are going bye-bye soon. Yeah, the door cards weren't terrible. The biggest thing was getting all the points of reference right, which this is right, everything else is pretty much right. This is right, this was not right. I messed that up. Lesson learned, right? The dash, which I did. Let me turn my light on here. Hold on. I don't know if it's any better. Dash I did a couple months ago. It's turned out really nice. Again, I just put some conditioner on it so it's shiny. I really got to leave this thing outside next summer or in the spring to get some, like I said, some really good heat cycles to really get the leather to relax. This turned out pretty well. This just ends. No matter what kit you got, they're all the same kit. That just ends. I don't like that. But the fitment's pretty good. This is gonna bother me right here. So this comes kind of cockeyed. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Last time I did this, or I got this a little cleaned up a little better. There's no more spacing. There is a little bit because the leather's thicker than the actual bezel. I gotta root this. I'm going on a trip tomorrow, but when I get back, we're gonna root this, make the screen size a little smaller. And I still gotta square it up a little better. It can be better. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that, but it's not too bad. These areas right here, which really, this is stretched like no other. It's just stretched so hard. And there's a seam on there and a seam underneath, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. But I suspect after some time in the sun and some heat, it'll get better. One thing I like that it did was the suede or Alcantara shift boot. I like the contrast with all the other leather. I'm glad I didn't do this in leather, and I'm fine that it's black stitching. I'm okay with that. And for those people who are asking, yes, this is a really good setup aesthetically. This is the MGW with, this gets really convoluted. It's really Frankenstein. So MGW base, right? And then I used to have a GTO 2006. And I had an extra, it's called a loose short stick. It's like their short throw shifter. But anyways, yeah, I was laying around my garage and I wondered if I got the C6 knob that fits the C5 that screws on, how well that will work. It worked okay. I did have to increase the diameter for this thing to slide over top of it, and also trim down some of the loose short stick and chop off about 1 inch. So it's really Frankenstein, and I had to re-drill holes. It's a pain in the butt, but I got it exactly how I want. If you guys are curious, I'll take all this apart and show you guys. But yes, it's a MGW base, made it to a loose short stick for her 2004, 2006 GTO with the C5 version of the C6 knob, which screws on. I put a whole bunch of epoxy in there, put it on there, Alcantara boots, good to go. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, this console is super easy. This is the only part, like I said, that's not actual leather. This is just a vinyl. And this is, I don't like this. This will all fix itself, I think. I hope, but not too bad. This I believe is real leather. This guy right there, and the boots is real. That was pretty easy. I think this was the same video as this, I believe. And then yeah, this isn't too bad over here. It's okay. So in here, I still gotta fix and get some of the bumpies out of there, but it's getting there slowly. This area right here, which I thought was gonna make the worst part of the whole car doing this, up around here, actually turned out pretty well. I can't complain. Over there, I had a huge surplus of leather over there, but over here I had like none. I had to stretch the hell out of it. I'm still fixing some right here with some filler. I'm sanding it down a little bit, but it's getting there. The top of the dash looks pretty good. I did have to trim this little bezel piece that goes in there. I think I'm gonna take that out and get some plastic honeycomb to go in there. I think that'll look really good. This whole area right here turned out really well. All this right here, I like it a lot. It looks almost factory. And again, once this relaxes a little bit, it's gonna look so good. It'll look more like that. And this matches very well the steering wheel with the entire scheme. I did have, at one point I did have carbon fiber. I like carbon fiber, but not in the C5. The C5 has too much of a 90s aesthetic. It's too rounded off. It's not futuristic enough for carbon fiber, me personally. So I just like the leather look. All right, over here, this door car, this one turned out pretty good. Again, I did it backwards. This side, I matched up really well, but the back side, the aft side, I messed it up pretty good. And this right here drives me nuts. See this right there? But I'm not sure how much of that was my fault, because everything else was correct, measurement-wise. So it could be a combination of how they cut it and me not knowing what I'm doing. But there's still some stuff I gotta fix on here. There's some leather filler back there, but it's not too bad. Here we go on the passenger side. All this turned out pretty well. This all looks pretty good. This is like my problem area right here, but it's slowly getting better. I'm slowly relaxing it. But in time, it'll get better. These seats are gonna go, not that I hate them. They're 5 years old, Amazon specials, they're $170. I just wanted something better than stock to last me a little bit, and it's been a little bit. So I'm ready to go for some a name brand. I don't know which name brand yet. Probably Alcantara to match the shift boot right there. I think that look really good. And then I'm still going back and forth on a harness bar. We'll see, but seats for sure, which I might order tonight or start looking at seats tonight. And then another thing I'm gonna do really soon is new visors. These are just old and decrepit. That'd be a fun, quick little video to do that. Yeah, so those swapped out, seats swapped out, harness bar with harness, maybe, we'll see. And then the interior is pretty much wrapped up. And then we're gonna do new exhaust back here, and there's a reason why. I have Billy Boat right now, which is fine exhaust. And we're gonna do a front lip, a new front lip, a different front lip, one that I shattered. And we're gonna do a whole paint correction on this guy. I'm gonna spend like a whole week on it, you know, wash it really good, polish it, fix any imperfections, probably put a new coat of ceramic on it. I did like 4 or 5 years ago. And then the last thing's the new wheels. Either refinish these, I got curb rash on them, or get proper 18-inch Alcoas all the way around. And this car is pretty much done outside of a Pro Charger. But we'll put a pin on it for now. We're gonna work on the Mini Cooper for a while, the GTI, do a couple things, and then the new Corvettes will be here this winter as well. So no shortage of stuff to come, guys. In any case, that's a quick little overview of how the dash looks. Here's how it looks from the outside. It's pretty cool. Windshield's disgusting. But yeah, feel free to ask questions, guys. All right, that's all I got. You guys take care. Mark out.